Hey everybody, I don't even know what day it is, Wednesday, that means it's hump day. So I hope you're doing well and having a great week so far. We're kind of like on that hump, right? And weekend's coming up before you know it. All right, so today, as promised, I'm doing a little bit of low back mobility and activation. And so which is really important, obviously. So let's get right to it. All right, so I'm gonna roll a little bit to start with. I've already shown you how to roll out the thighs and your hip flexors a little bit, even with the ball. So I would recommend anytime you're doing warming up for sure, do a little bit of foam rolling on the front of the thighs. Most often the quads are really tight and are pulling the pelvis in an anterior position. So that often leads to lower back extension or lordosis. So so maybe that's also a good thing to think about. You want to think about those opposing muscles that are pulling your body potentially into different positions or imbalances and creating compensations and potentially pain and pressure or tension through the low back. All right, so we're just going to pretend I rolled those out to start with, and then I'm just going to roll a little bit into the low back, mid back. I always like to roll out all the way up the spine. It feels so nice in the mornings especially. All right, so just rolling, you can stay on one side a little bit, get into the lats. Everything's pulling there. Get the QL, which is right on kind of either side of the spine. And then that, if you go down all the way towards the pelvis and the hip bones, kind of the top of the glutes there. And you just get into that a little bit. Holding if you feel any areas of tension. Awesome. All right, one more moment here. Just gonna hang out, put a little bit of pressure. Slow rolling. Feels really nice. I don't know, foam rolling always feels really good. All right, especially through the back. It might hurt a little bit, but it always feels good. Okie dokie. So from there, we're gonna go into kind of a series of stretches and activation. It's kind of all rolled into one. So we're going to start just laying on your back. So you can do this first thing when you wake up too, especially if your low back is stiff. And like mine is typically in the morning. So you're just going to lay on your back, palms facing the floor, so down, and arms out to the side. Right? You're just going to take your feet out a little bit and away from your bum. Get up onto your heels there. And you're just going to rotate those knees side to side. Might be nice and slow to start with. When you come back, I want you to think about pulling the belly button in and pulling that low back in towards the floor. All right, so you're not arching, okay, because this just becomes more of like a hip mobilization. Okay, so you want to get into the low back. All right, press it in, activate the core muscles to help protect that low back. Okay, and feel that, get that nice stretch through the outside of the hip as well. Okay. Awesome. Okay, do a few minutes of those, or maybe a minute or 30 seconds, whatever. And then we're going to go on to our tabletop position. Okay, you're going to be kind of in a plank position, and you're going to take your heels up, and it's like you're just kind of letting those knees and feet kind of rotate side to side. So similar thing, you may want a towel or an extra rolled up yoga mat underneath your knees. All right, this can be a little bit maybe hard on the knees if you have sore knees. All right, otherwise you're kind of like wagging your tail. Okay. All right, and so from there, I'm going to take the knees out wide, take the toes together. We're going into a child's pose, so bringing the sit bones back towards your heels, and then you're going to reach. Slowly slide your fingertips forward, reach your hands out, trying to maintain contact between your sit bones and your heels. So at that point, this is kind of a wide-kneed child's pose. What I want to do is we're going to walk our arms on over to the right-hand side and reach the left arm a little bit further. Still maintaining that contact through the heels and the sit bones. And you don't want to hold it for too long here. All right, so maybe 5 to 15 seconds max. If you're about to work out, then keep it dynamic and hold it for maybe 5 seconds, like an inhale, exhale. And then walk on over to the other side. Repeat kind of 8 to 10 times. Coming back to center. All right, we're here. Okay, I'm actually going to take my knees together for this one. Same thing, child's pose. And what I want to do is I'm going to walk my hands out again to the right hand side, but I'm going to drop this hip over to the side just a little bit. All right, so really reaching. Feel that nice pull all through the back there. Yes. And again, there's so many different things that you can do, but I'm just going to show you a few easy ones that you can even do first thing in the morning. All right, before you start your day or on a break from work. So side to side, dropping that hip over. You'll feel actually a nice pull through the glutes as well, which is really nice. Okay, so from there, we're going to come into a tabletop position, and you can go into the cat camel that I showed you. I think it was yesterday, and time flies, and I forget what day happens on when and what just happened 5 minutes ago, really. So after you've done the cat camel, okay, you're going to do the same thing like wagging your tail. All right, so you're pulling the hip up, all right, kind of sticking your booty out to the side and pulling your lats down so you're going to meet kind of in the middle at the bottom of your rib cage. All right? Awesome. And you can also, this is also a little bit of core activation here too. Feels so nice. All right, feeling that nice pull through the side abdominals and getting that nice mobilization through the spine. All right, so then from here, we're just going to go down into a lower back stretch here. So what I want you to do is take your arms out a little bit wider. I want you to think about pulling your chest forward. All right, shoulders back, chest forward, and just easing into that, okay? Right, if you can, try and relax the low back here a little bit. So you're not going to go way up because I don't want to put to injure yourself. So what I want you to do is just take it easy, take some nice deep breaths. If you're feeling like you kind of want to tense up, like there's any tension like my back right now, I'm not going to go and relax fully my low back and glutes. Right now I want to support, I want to keep my belly button pulled in, and I want to pull my chest forward, okay? Okay, if you can take a little bit of a break here, and if you're feeling good, walk those hands on out, lift the elbows up, keep the shoulder blades down the back and the shoulders away from the ears so you're not collapsing through the neck, just keeping a nice long spine, okay, and down. Next, all right, we're going to do essentially a scorpion. All right, so I'm going to have my arms on out to the side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my left leg here and I'm going to roll open through the hips, and I'm going to bend that knee and I'm going to tap that toe behind. Okay, nice deep breath. You also get a nice shoulder and pec stretch for this one too. So rolling over to the side. Okay, back to center, nice and slow. Nice. And over. Nice release through. And a nice release there. All right, and then what you want to do here is we're going to go into some supermans. All right, so I'm going to take my arms up front. I find this to be a little bit more tension and a little bit harder on the low back, but what you're going to do is you're going to lift your legs up. Okay, I'm squeezing my glutes, pulling my belly button in, and I'm going to lift my chest up. And I'm going to come back down to the floor. Okay. Pull my belly button in, squeeze the glutes, lift my legs up, lift my chest up, and down together. Okay? If that's too much, you can just try lifting the upper body, lift the chest up, and you can use a little bit of support with your hands. Point the toes, keep the legs active. Okay? And you're just doing that nice back extension, keeping that core tight. All right? You want to maintain support for the whole body. You're isolating. You can even take your hands behind you Roll the shoulders open and slide the back of your hands down your thighs and bum. Okay. All right. Then what you want to do is we want to make sure that we are going to counteract all of that low back action. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into a downward dog. Okay, but I'm going to pull my belly button in first, squeeze the glutes. Okay, my pelvis is lifting up, and then I'm pressing up, and then I'm going to kind of get into that tabletop position, tuck the toes under, and then I'm going to squeeze the glutes, pelvis is tucked under, lifting the hips up and back, and I want to really think about pulling the belly button in. Puppy's coming back, don't worry. Okay, pull the belly button in and press back at a nice stretch. You can even stretching here into from downward dog. Logan, please, honey. Okay, so I'm going to kind of open up through the side body. Okay, extending one leg, bending the other. Just playing around. Okay, and then here I'm going to walk back. Okay, you can keep your knees bent if you like, but then I'm just going to, bring my feet about hip width apart if they're not already. Okay, I'm going to fold over my thighs here, and then I'm going to pull my belly button in towards my spine, and I'm going to press my hands against my legs like I'm doing a deadlift. I'm going to come up nice and slowly. Okay, raise my arms up to the sky, and I'm going to take a small back bend. Nice and supported. And I'm going to come back down. Hands come down the front of the body. Rolling forward, pressing my hands against my thighs and legs. And slowly rolling down. All right. So you're going to do kind of 5 to 10 of those. So those are all great things to warm up through the low back. All right, activate the core and the glutes, and basically for any exercise, okay? This is gonna be good for deadlifts, for whatever. So today, let's go and I will do a, hey, is anybody watching? Hey, if you guys are watching, what exercise do you want me to do today? If you're watching. I do see a couple people on there. So if you are hearing me, which exercise do you want me to demonstrate today? Anything? Anything? Anybody? No? Nothing? Let me see. Okay. I'll do a lawnmower row. How about that? Okay? I'll do a lawnmower row. Unless somebody says something sooner. Okay? So I'm going to grab a dumbbell here. Okay? And, I see comments. Hold on. Push-ups. Do 500. Thanks, Megan. Yeah, right. I might be able to crank out 50. I got to do one exercise first. I got to do an exercise, honey. Okay, I'll do a push-up. I gotta do one push-up here. Excuse me, honey. Okay, so push-ups. Start in tabletop position. Okay? Pull the belly button in. Squeeze the glutes. Roll those shoulders down and back, and externally rotate those hands. All right? Since we did the scorpion stretch, I will show you a scorpion push-up. All right? They're really hard but fun challenge, right? Because we like to mix things up a little bit. All right? So I'm gonna take my feet out into that high plank position. Okay, let's just practice one. So we're going to lead with the chest. All right, squeezing the glutes, legs are working, core is engaged. All right, so with the scorpion push-up, all right, you can do this from an incline as well, but you're going to come down, and as you come down, you're going to twist that back leg over and press up. So bringing the chest down, twisting the hips, pressing back up. All right. I definitely recommend, if you haven't done this before, just try it from an elevated position. Oh, now you want to see the lawnmower. Okay, I'll do the lawnmower too, and then that's it. Liam's helping himself to food. Okay, so lawnmower row is really, you're just in a high lunge position, resting your weight, the upper body, on that thigh, all right, with your forearm. But that doesn't mean that you want to lose your core and lose your glute engagement, because you can kind of hang out here, all right? And I've just totally lost all of my support through my core. So I want to pull the belly button in, elongate the spine, all right? And then I'm going to grab that dumbbell, all right? Squeezing the glutes, keeping the hips and shoulders facing forward. We're going to grab the dumbbell and drive it up towards the chest and the shoulder. Squeezing at the top, pulling the shoulder blade in towards the spine. And there, we can get a little fancy with it, but I recommend, especially if you deal with any low back issues, you can totally come on down to the ground with that back knee, all right? But try to use that support, that warming up through the low back. This one, although it's you're supporting your upper body weight with that hand and that arm, it's still tension on the low back, especially if you're not moving properly or if you're trying to crank open. So right now, until you've been working out for a while, you got a really strong bomber low back, strong core, then we can kind of work things out where we take a bit of a twist in there. But twisting, shearing, anything like that on the spine is a lot of tension, so you want to make sure for sure that you're doing it safely and yes, preventing injuries, so injury-free, okay? All right, guys, so that is your Get Up and Move for Wednesday, and I hope you guys are doing well. The giveaway, amazing self-care package, including the 30-day lower body program that's coming up with me, a ton of amazing prizes, and it's over $400 worth of value. So even if you don't keep it for yourself, I can give it away to your friends and family. Christmas is coming up, maybe some great Christmas gift ideas or stocking stuffers. So yeah, think about that. Head to my Instagram account, like and share the post, like and save the post, and then you're gonna tag minimum of 2 friends on there, and once you tag those 2 friends, you get an entry, and if you want extra bonus entries, you're going to share that post or mention Get Up and Move into the in your story or in your post, and you're going to follow all of the collaborators. It's local businesses, 6 amazing women who I met through fitness actually, and they're incredible, and they're doing their own thing and making it work, and they're all moms and women and strong and amazing. So definitely help support local and get out there, get your entries in, and we'll talk to you again later. Take care, guys.